Hello, this is the Happy Critic YouTube show where I review movies, TV shows, and other pop culture topics. Warning: this video may contain spoilers. As we enter Disney's Marvel Phase 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp are driven into action again when an accidental lab experiment by Scott's daughter brings the Pym and Lang family to the Quantumverse. Unbeknown to the rest of the team, there is a terrible force waiting for freedom in this multi-dimensional world. The reported opening weekend was around $104 million, and the worldwide gross profits is sitting around $250 million. These numbers are lower than expected for a film that is supposed to be starting their new phase with Kong as the new big boss. I expect the executives and producers would have marked a higher profit goal for this film. I would compare the visual art of this film to something similar to the Avatar films. They may not show the time and detail that James Cameron gives his films, but it does show the possible wonders that the Quantumverse holds. Top cast: Paul Rudd as Scott Lang / Ant-Man. Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne / Wasp. Michael Douglas as Hank Pym / Old Ant-Man. Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne / Old Wasp. Kathryn Newton as Cassie Lang. Jonathan Majors as Kong the Conqueror. Review: in the beginning of the film, I felt like it poorly brought in the audience to where it left off in the Marvel Universe after Infinity War. It purposely boasts about Hope Van Dyne's latest achievements surpassing her father's work, while Scott gets a less gracious welcome back on camera. There is definitely a strong feminist and socialist tone sprinkled throughout the film. For example, Hank's last name is taken by either his wife or daughter. There was a lot of scenes with females solving all the problems or conflicts in film. Cassie and Hope's contributions to social justice issues and being activists. Hank relating a futuristic ant colony to socialism. It sounded like pandering to a certain audience group. The whole adventure starts with an invention that Cassie builds with no educational or real-life background with quantum Pym technology. All except for being Scott Lang's daughter and studying it in the 5-year blip. Most of the film seems to be focused on Janet, and the rest of the team operates like backseat drivers. I enjoyed Bill Murray's appearance in the film most of all. Kong is a villain that I wish we had on the big screen sooner or before Thanos. Some of the scenes seem to be leftover assets from scraped Star Wars project. Jonathan Majors plays a decent villain. I am not sure if Kong is the right fit. The special effects were not spectacular, even there are reports from VFX techs of Disney / Marvel taking shortcuts for profit's sake. Letting VFX houses bid for work and undervaluing the content. For example, when it came to the character called Modok. He looked like a cheap FX phone filter where the face is stretched to fit a specific frame. His depiction is nowhere near comic book accuracy. This superhero film isn't the only one to have commit the sin of removing the mask. We don't care what you look like under the mask, especially if you're not an experienced actor. The audience wants the character portrayed in the comics. Conclusion: this film isn't a good start for Disney's Marvel Phase 5, and it really didn't matter to the overall direction Kevin Feige wants to lead into the Kong dynasty. If someone asked me whether to watch or skip this film, I would tell them to watch Loki Season 1 because this movie didn't really change any events and no one important died. The Kong dynasty was coming regardless of this movie. The film was boring and not funny like previous Ant-Man films. There were too many demasking and it derailed the seriousness of some scenes. The subtle jabs in regards to modern feminism and social justice issue are inserted early and often in the film. I am not too sure if the upcoming big boss battle with Kong will exceed previous epic battles like from Infinity War. Marvel has 7 more films currently scheduled before we get the end result of Kong. This film receives a grade of D-. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next upcoming film. Bye for now, ciao.